there are so many dynamics this year. We don't know.
Does that pack get an automatic bid?
I don't think they're gonna rewrite that, I'm sure, in the off season coming up. I don't think they're gonna get enough. If Washington State or Oregon State both went say 7-5, played each other to end the season 8-5, and one of them claimed a Pac-2 championship and they got an automatic bid, I think people would lose their shit. No offense to Washington State or Oregon State, but you know where some of those losses would be coming from.
Oh, when you're talking, they're playing San Jose State in Nevada, and obviously Boise State, they're a pretty quality program. But yeah, you very good. That's a valid point. You can't lose to a San Jose State and then come over and complain that you didn't get a fair shake. Like, that's not how that works.
Yeah. So we don't. That's why I say the first year of the Big 12 or the 12-team playoff will be extremely fascinating, because every year we can say the committee has looked at different things as priorities of what they look for in teams. With the 12-team playoff, I don't think we know what the hell they're going to be looking for exactly outside of the top 4 primary conference champions. We don't know what they're going to be looking for.
But if you're number 13, I don't want to hear you crying that you didn't get into the 12.
They're going to be crying. They're going to be little fucking sad bitches. Of course they are.
Hell yeah. Let them know, Ben.
This is not even a question mark, Spaz. Don't even ask such a stupid question. What is wrong with you?
How dare you?
Comparing yourself in a top 4, top 5 is one thing. But when you're 12 and 13 and you finish 13th, you got no room to complain.
Yeah, now number 4 and number 5, if they're the same record holder, for instance, say they were the runner-up for the conference, but they were one, say it was like this year, Georgia, Alabama, and Bama got picked to have a home game and Georgia had to play on the road somewhere. I could see Georgia maybe having a little like hissy fit over like, well, we should have been the home team. I can kind of argue or agree with that type of argument maybe. But yeah, if you're 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, especially then 13, shut up. Just shut up.
Yeah. That's facts. It's like the only argument I could really see is, say, Oregon State, just because they play that Mountain West schedule, they somehow go like 11-1 with their only loss being to Oregon, and then like they're crying for a playoff position. That's a valid argument. You go 11-1, sure, you deserve it. But if you
or Boise State, I mean, same
100%.
thing. I'll 100% agree with that. If you run the table and your only losses, especially like say a 7-point loss,
sure,
to a potential top 7 team or 5 team, especially, 100%. Your argument is fully valid.
Sure.
No questions. But yeah, if you're that team that's 13 and you have one more loss than the other team or 2 losses and you lost to a couple crappy teams, shut up. Just shut up.
Go to the back of the class.
Yeah, you're not winning the 2-pack and losing to Oregon, Boise State, Fresno State, and San Jose State, and then want to cry about a position. That shit, it's not happening. I'm not hearing anything they got to say, because you're not keeping out a 3-loss LSU team over a team who lost to those shit programs overall. It's like you're not doing that. I'm not hearing that argument, and the committee sure as hell ain't going to listen to it either. Because in reality, you line those 2 teams up on the field, we know what's going to happen. So what sense does it make to keep out that LSU team over the Oregon State team, who we know would get mopped up on the field? It doesn't make any sense. Nobody wants to see that.
I like how we're picking on Oregon State for some reason. All of a sudden,
little bros,
they're like the target right now for some reason.
When we get grilled in the comments, we'll know why.
This in the off season, so it's good.
I mean, it will be interesting. I think the 12-team playoff brings in the most interesting scenarios of, so you have 12 teams. Most people agree if you're outside the top 6, you're probably not even withstanding a chance, one, of probably winning the title. But what if next year, this is hypothetical here, I'm going to time this and make this a fucking clip for this show, just because I think it's so interesting. We're going to get so many arguments. Let me hold on before I lose my train of thought. Top 12
I'm gonna run to the
playoff.
boys' room. Be right back.
You mean the little girls' room?
Yeah, that too.
Don't you misgender that bathroom? Oh shit! I apologize, Mark. Let's 1:16:30, sure. 1 hour 16 and 30. I have to mark times, otherwise I'll never find this. I'm not gonna spend my life doing this. Next year, you have the 12-team playoff. Screw with team 13, whatever. Everyone says top 6. Those are the ones who are going to win the title. What if next year number 12 ran the table and won the national title? What would that say to people and the committee if the number 12 seed ran in the whole gauntlet and won the title? You're muted, you idiot.
Yeah. I think it's one thing and one thing only. I think it says that this should have been a 12-team playoff the entire time, and you probably need to look at expanding it to even 16. But because in reality, what that means is there wasn't one upset, there wasn't 2 upsets, there wasn't even 3 upsets. You're looking at 4 upsets that would have happened and just constantly knocking off these quality teams. And like, if you have that happen in year 1, especially, you're telling me we're not going to have some programs that are going to start throwing an absolute pissy fit. I mean, I'm looking at like Florida State in particular. You know, obviously, that, don't get me wrong, I understand their argument. No, I'm not a full Florida State hater, not bashing on them in any capacity, but you know, they got moved out of their spot. They're mad. I get it. But then they're going to look back and say, well, if Boise State can go win this national championship as the 12 seed and beat X, Y, and Z, why couldn't we do it as a 5 seed? You know, it's like you're going to see some real upset fans somewhere.
Oh yeah, it's just kind of an interesting scenario that kind of popped on my mind because most people again have said the top 6 teams are the only ones who stand a chance, especially top 4 with a bye. But again, if the number 12 seed ran through it and won the national title, the world, I mean, the college football world would just melt. I think.
I'm here for it, man. If it ever happens, I believe that. I'm rooting for that number 12 seed to just keep going, unless they're playing Oregon, of course. But I'm rooting for that to happen. We'll never see it. I'll eat my shorts if it happens, but it ain't happening.
All right, way to plagiarize Bart Simpson. Way to go.
Hey, Bart's the GOAT.
Jesus Christ, I don't know where we're going with this, but yeah, no, I don't know how people would react. I mean, I'd be like, full damn applause for that team and that coaching staff, but I'd be like, what the hell? At the same time, too. I mean, this is the scenario we don't know. Is because, you know, with the conferences the way they are, you look at these teams. So number 1, just off the top of my head, number 1 through 7, you have the conference title holders, right? Number 1 through 4. Then 5 through 8 are all 10-2, or also runners up. So maybe 10-3. Then you have 9-3 or 9-4, which I guess would technically be 10-2, 10-3, whatever, or 11-1 because of the G5 and the group. So I mean, their win-loss totals are not exactly going to be a wide disparity. It's not like number 12 is going to be like a 7-5 team,
right,
that ran through the other teams or whatever. I mean, so I guess you know, it wouldn't be insane to some level.